So I will talk about the toxoplasma, and I will try to keep simple as possible, because when I started to research about the toxoplasma and parasite, I just knew that they exist. So I believe that not everyone is coming from the scientific background, and especially that my project was like a half bioinformatics and half lab-based, and I am not bioinformatician. Now I am, but I haven't been before. So let's just keep it simple. Like a toxoplasma is just like we've got a big problem. However, it's just like we don't know about it, because it's just we have like the symptoms are very similar to a basic flu. I've got a flu today, so maybe I am infected. I don't know. Like so, it's a big problem, and we can. Our cats are definite host, but can be any feline. So it can be like in a jungle, or can be our domestic cat. So they can shred in pieces toxoplasma gondii parasites, and we can be infected by drinking contaminated water, or just have I don't know, changing the cat litter, eating unwashed veg or fruits, or we can also be infected by consuming like a contaminated meat, especially that we are like our rare steaks or undercooked meat, red meat especially. So that can be another way how we can be infected. Yes, and the toxoplasma is a big risk for during the pregnancy. That's why it's not that big risk when we've been previously infected, but because we've got the antibodies. However, when we are infected during the pregnancy and we haven't got the antibody, we can pass the toxoplasma to our unborn baby, and this can be the big problem. So challenges. So that's the challenges which I came across during the project. The toxoplasma is very difficult to isolate from the human background. And when we try to isolate the toxoplasma, it's just majority is gonna be the human DNA rather than the parasite. So whole genome sequencing itself is still very expensive. So we can't actually just sequence the clinical samples. We have to do something to increase the toxoplasma level to be able to carry on. So what I did, I've used the selective whole genome amplification when I was looking for the little fragments in the genomes, where are occurring more frequency in the toxoplasma rather than human, and I've been able to isolate and increase toxoplasma level in my samples. But during the COVID, obviously, it was a big challenge, because when I've been able to go and test the toxoplasma on the clinical samples, the COVID came, and I was not able to do that. So I decided that I'm not gonna give up, and I'm gonna use the pork samples, because the pork is a high risk of contamination of pork is very very high. So I decided to apply my method to the pork samples. So
time is up. Justyna.
Okay, so I'm gonna go quickly. So before I had a very small level, after I had a very high level of the toxoplasma, and I was able to carry on. So how I will help? So I was able to sequence toxoplasma from human background, and what will help with epidemiology, because we don't know really how this, we can't really, the understanding of the epidemiology of toxoplasma is still unknown. So I will finish like that. Yes. Yeah.